If you're anything like me, you have surely had one of those days where no matter what you do, you just cast and cast and cast and fish all day and don't seem to catch anything. And you're probably thinking, just not having a lucky day. But it's probably not bad luck. You're probably just doing a few things wrong. So today I just wanted to cover 5 things that you're probably doing wrong that's causing you to not catch any fish. So the first thing I want to talk about is we fished the wrong spots. We're fishing where the fish aren't even at. And sure, we might have caught fish there yesterday or the last time we went out fishing, but we just think the fish, they stay in certain spots. But there's a lot more to it than just that. Stop casting at pretty water. Look for the right structure and combine as many types of structure as you can. Look for those hard drop-offs or underwater structure, tree lines. And just because it had fish yesterday, figure out why it had fish yesterday. Maybe because of the weather, a cold front was moving in, which pushed the fish into that deeper hole that you happen to find fish in. Let's see if there's any fish here. The next thing that we're all guilty of is we just move too much. I think some of it's a symptom of we have motors, we have trolling motors, and we see the commercials of everybody driving all around the lake or all around the sound, and that's the thing. We have our foot on the pedal or our hand on the throttle, and we're just working that shoreline, casting, and you know, I really started to catch more fish as a charter captain and just period when I took the trolling motor off my boat. And it forced me to slow down, learn where the fish are, and just sit and work an area for 20 minutes or so before I would even consider moving. So, stop moving around. Sure, use that trolling motor, but instead of working this whole shoreline, figure out where you're most likely to find fish on that shoreline and just sit, come in nice and quiet, sit down, and fish that spot for a while. You'll be surprised what you might find. So my third reason that you're out here and you're not catching any fish is you're using the wrong bait or the wrong lures. We all too often get fixated on my lure, or, you know, last time I was out here, that was the best lure, so I'm gonna just use that one lure. And you know, the best thing that we can do is match our conditions, figure out what kind of bait is out there as it is, what the fish are eating, and that's what you should be using for a lure, something that looks very similar, or just catch that bait and use it. So yeah, you want to make sure that you match the hatch. You know, clear waters, you want to use neutral colors. And in dirty water, you want something that's going to make a lot of vibration and has some vibrant colors. But most of all, if it doesn't look natural, they're not going to eat it. So pick out the right kind of lures. And if by any chance you can get live bait, that's your ticket. Ooh, there's a hit. There we go. Little trout. Whoop, baby trout. All right, so now that I put a fish in the boat. Number 4 is probably actually my biggest pet peeve, and that is just making too much noise. Oh my goodness. You have your radio blasting. You roll up into an area and you heave your big old anchor in the water. Or you're dropping stuff on the deck. Or opening compartments and slamming closed the lid. Every noise you make in your boat just reverberates throughout the water, and that's one of the main ways these fish both find their prey and protect themselves. So if you can be quiet, you'll catch more fish, trust me. Shut down the gas motor well before you get into an area, or at least drop down to an idle and come in nice and slow. Use a shallow water anchor if you're in shallow water instead of a big lead anchor. If you're dropping that anchor in, set it in the water. Turn the radio off. If you can't do that, at least turn it way down so that only you hear it and nobody else. But most of all, just shh. Oh, yeah, baby. That ladyfish crushed it. About ripped the pole out of my hand. He ain't even that big. So the 5th and last thing that I think that we're all guilty of doing when we're out here on the water that causes us to just not have a good day, and that is failing to give the Lord his credit that he's due. We're out here in his creation trying to do what we want to do, how we want to do it, and when we want to do it. And in reality, we should pause every time that we come out here. Say a little thank you, Lord. Thank you so much for creating all of this, for making fish, and for making the water, and for giving me the ability and the capacity to even have this boat or have these fishing poles and the time away from work and just the hustle and bustle of everything to even come out here and enjoy it, Lord. And yeah, man, you know, if we all would just pause and take a moment to reflect like that, it wouldn't matter if we caught fish that day. It would be a good day. And that's really what matters, is that we're grateful and we're thankful and give the Lord the honor and respect that he deserves. So next time you're on the water, make sure that you just take a moment to pause and reflect and thank the one who created the water and created the fish and the birds and everything that's around you, and blessed you with what you got to even be out there. All right, and there's a bonus tip. I'm glad you waited to the end to see it. And probably the number 1 reason you're not catching fish, you're not out here fishing. So get your butt out. I don't care if it's on the shore, in a boat, in a kayak, or paddleboard, whatever. Get on the water and go catch some fish. Otherwise, you're not gonna. So till next time, I'll see you out.